I understand. We all are in this game to make some money. We're all here to feed our families and help our friends and travel and go on vacations and live the best life. I understand. But I definitely want to tell you, the moment that you take your mind off of how much money you need to make or how much money you want to make or how much money you're going to make, once you literally I wish I can just I want to help you guys so bad, but I really just need you guys to remove yourself from the physical piece of paper that's holding you down. Think about life. Look how bad life is because we feel like we have to chase this piece of paper in order to be a successful person. In order to be a successful trader, it doesn't mean that you're making the most money. Stop thinking that. Stop thinking, oh, because I'm making 6 figures, I'm the best trader, or that person's the best trader. I won't even classify myself as the best trader. I'm not. I'm far from the best trader. But I will say I do know what I'm doing on the charts, and I will continue to every day perfect my craft every single day. No matter what, I will always perfect my craft every single day, sharpen my blade every single day so I can be ready for war no matter what. I will always sharpen my blade every single time. So with this being said, take your mind off of the result. Take your mind off of the actual numbers, because that is simply why we're in this rat race, why people are in this rat race now. Because you're thinking too much of money, 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 dollars, dollars, dollars. And I know it's hard, but this is how, and oh bro, they're probably gonna cancel me, bro. Think about the world. I really want to dig deep in this channel. This might be a longer video, but I really want to dig deep with you guys. Anybody in ICC Mafia, I always want to preach to you guys something that I've learned along the ways and things that I've learned along the ways that have truly changed my perspective. Things that I've used to think matter that doesn't matter to this day. So, things are propaganda in a sense. The way that the world presents itself to you as a human being will always hit you psychologically to a point where you don't even realize that you're going in a loop. You don't even know that you're going into a circle. Prime example, right? Let's talk. Let's actually talk. Prime example. From being a kid, you are taught, history, art, math, science, language arts, biology, everything, science, just everything, right? You're taught this as a kid, right? And I'm not trying to sound like an Andrew Tate motherfucker, but think about it. They don't teach you things that you're actually gonna need in this life. They're not teaching you the actual skills that you're going to actually use. I'm gonna be honest, you call me dumb all you want or whatever, I only made it up to 10th grade. I made all A's in school, by the way. I've always made all A's in school. School is fairly easy. It's just remembering what the teacher said and remembering something that's in a book, and then you can pass a test. The tests never really challenge you on your critical thinking skills. Tests in school were always hey, do you remember this? When we talked about this, did you remember it? School to me is always a remembrance thing, never a critical thinking thing, which is why it's so hard for me to believe when people are watching videos like this and they get on the charts. How can you not remember something when your brain has been going through this process pretty much all its life? We've always been in a mindset of this is how you do this, remember that. Same way. Now I'm gonna put this into a perspective now. You grew up like this. This is this is that. Remember it. You grow up, you become an adult. This is how you put the patty on the bun. This is how you put the condiments on the bun. Slap the bun together, give the order. This is how you do that. This is how you do this. Remember that. But when you do that, there's no critical thinking skills to it. when it comes to it, everything you do is this is that, this is that. Don't think of anything else. This is that, this is that. So, all our lives, we've been basically, I wouldn't even say programmed, because that's more of like a robotic thing, but we are sort of like robots. Now, the moment you start thinking critically, you start sitting down with your actual thoughts and letting your actual brain process things in. That's why you need to go outside. That's why you need to explore. That's why it's so hard traveling is not hard, but it's hard for people. When you start traveling and you start seeing and exploring different things in environments, your brain starts to open up. So basically what I'm trying to say is let your brain breathe, so it can take in more information, so it can take in more new characteristics of life, it's just gonna take in a lot. I don't even know how to explain when I actually sat down and really thought to myself of like, what is life? And we will never ever know the actual answer to it. You know, we're put here to live our lives, help our families, and serve God, of course. But at the same time, who made this figure, this piece of paper in our lives to overall say, hey, this is how we're gonna pay for this, and this is how we're gonna pay for that, right? Who made it that way, right? Then you get programmed. Hey, if you remember, so basically if you remember how to do this and that, and do this for me and do that for me, I'll give you this piece of paper, right? So all we do is do that because that's what's gonna give us the money. But the moment we think critically, the moment we think outside the box, or the moment we think too much of what is given in front of us, things get harder, right? Things get harder. That's why becoming a trader is hard. Becoming an entrepreneur is hard. Becoming an actor is hard. Becoming a musician is hard. Because these things make you think critically. And as a person, as a human, we've been born into this life where people has just, this is this, this is that. So we cannot think critically yet. Now, before I keep ranting on, how can I open my mind? How can you open your heart and open your mind to different things and exploring? How do you make those first steps, right? Anybody can do this. You don't need money. You don't need anything expensive. You just need to get up and do it, right? So one thing that I used to do to kind of open my, way of thinking, my thought process is sit alone, do this, I'm alone, right? And this is gonna sound fairly easy, but you guys, you guys really have to sit alone, sit with your thoughts, no phone, turn this off, turn the TV off, turn the computer off, sit alone. When you sit alone, I need you to be real with yourself. You have to be real with yourself, bro. Your brain has to know it's not living in a delusion. Your brain has to know, like, this is where I'm at, this is my life, this is my situation, this is my struggles, this is my pain, this is my heart, this is my happiness. Your brain needs to process that in, because you can lie to yourself. People lie to themselves, which causes delusion. Delusion is in your brain. When you're so delusional to the point that your brain thinks it is real and think this is the life, you need to be real with yourself first before you can expand at all. Because the moment you become real with yourself is the moment that your brain can actually start thinking of start thinking of solutions to solve the problems that you're having. But if you're in delusion, your brain will never think it's a problem, because your delusion is a perfect life. Your delusion is that you are happy. Your delusion is the fact that you are okay. So when you have these delusions in your brain will never critically think, because you're thinking in your head, I am okay where I'm at, or I am happy, I am okay. But the moment you be real with yourself and saying, I am not okay, this is not okay, this is not what I want, this is not where I want to be,